Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Today we have some really cool news to share about SpaceX's new design for the Lunar Starship. You know, that amazing spaceship Elon Musk and his team are working on? So, Elon Musk, the big boss of SpaceX, has been giving us little clues and updates on Twitter, and guess what? Down in Boca Chica, Texas, where they're building the Starship, things are super busy and exciting. Stick with us because we're about to spill the beans on all the awesome changes coming to this incredible spacecraft. So get ready for a journey into the world of SpaceX and the future of space travel. Updates on SpaceX's Starship lunar lander and evolving mission plans. NASA, along with a group of commercial and international partners, is moving quickly towards its goal of going back to the moon in a few years through the Artemis program. They've achieved a lot recently, like the successful Artemis 1 mission testing the SLS rocket and Orion crew capsule. Just last April, they named the crew for Artemis 2, Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, and Jeremy Hansen, who are now in full swing with their training. These missions set the stage for Artemis 3, the first crewed lunar landing in over 50 years. A key part of Artemis is SpaceX's Starship lunar lander, which is responsible for taking astronauts from lunar orbit to the moon's surface during Artemis 3 and 4. After Starship's big debut in April, there has been some uncertainty about its status and the Artemis 3 launch date. However, recent statements from NASA and SpaceX officials provide more information about the progress of this capable vehicle. Interestingly, leaked images from SpaceX show significant changes in the design of the lunar Starship compared to 2 years ago when development started. NASA is trying to get a new way to explore deep space through its Human Landing System program. The aim is to speed up and cut costs for the Artemis program by getting lunar landers from commercial companies. In April of 2021, NASA picked SpaceX's lunar Starship as the first one to get an HLS contract. SpaceX won because its Starship, based on a commercial rocket, was cheaper. Starship is part of SpaceX's new reusable launch vehicle and is much bigger than the old Apollo lunar module. Starship's lunar landings depend on orbital refueling, a first big-time thing. NASA says about 20 Starships will be launched as in-flight tankers or fuel depots. They'll carry liquid methane and liquid oxygen to transfer to a special Starship made for landing on the moon. This complex plan adds risk to the schedule of Artemis 3, where astronauts are supposed to land on the moon. Starship had its second test flight, but there's still a lot of testing before the crewed lunar landing. When SpaceX got the HLS contract, they showed a picture of their lunar lander. At first, it looked like a regular Starship, but changes were made later for better lunar exploration. On November 2nd, some pictures of the new design were leaked on a website. We can't confirm if they're real, but they show changes that make HLS better for the Artemis 3 mission. Before we continue further, if you're excited about the future of space exploration as we are, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. We're your go-to source for SpaceX, Starship, and beyond. SpaceX's enhanced Starship lander. The latest Starship lander design is taller than the previous ones. The prototypes currently in use are 164 feet tall, just like the original design. All Starship versions are made from the same 30-foot stainless steel rings, but comparing the height to width ratio of the old and new designs, it seems that the updated HLS design is about 180 feet tall. Back in December of 2021, Elon Musk, the CEO of SpaceX, hinted that they might make Starship's propellant tanks bigger. This recent design confirms that SpaceX is indeed planning to enhance the lander's fuel capacity by stretching its propellant tanks. This idea is to load more fuel into the lander, which could improve Starship's performance for missions to the moon. Lunar missions require a lot more change in velocity than trips to low Earth orbit. Additionally, the HLS Starship needs to stay in orbit around the moon for up to 100 days while waiting for its crew. Making the propellant tanks larger would allow it to carry enough liquid methane and liquid oxygen to land, even considering the loss of propellant through boil off into space. Changes in appearance and functionality revealed. SpaceX made some changes to the appearance and features of the lunar lander Starship for NASA's Human Landing System program. The lander's outer coating or paint used to be all white in previous images, but now it's been altered. This change isn't just for looks. White surfaces reflect almost all the sunlight they receive, which helps prevent the fuel from evaporating too quickly. However, in the new images, the part of the lander with the engines is painted black. It's not clear why this was done, but black surfaces tend to absorb more sunlight, which might help keep the engines warm when they're in the shadow areas on the moon. Apart from these changes, the legs of the lander, which help it land on the lunar surface, are mostly the same. However, there's a tweak. In earlier images, they were enclosed in protective coverings, but now they're just pulled back against the lander during launch. This suggests that the legs are strong enough to endure the strong winds the rocket faces during liftoff, and it also amplifies that the super heavy booster which propels the Starship generates enough force to overcome the wind resistance caused by these leg extensions. Enhancements and features of Starship's new design. Starship Lunar Lander is undergoing some notable enhancements, particularly with the addition of 5 large solar arrays that will serve as its primary source of energy. These arrays, stored beneath the crew cabin during launch, unfold or unroll to a length of about 60 feet once in space. Arranged in a hexagonal pattern, these solar arrays will provide power to the lander while orbiting the Earth or Moon. To maximize energy collection on the lunar surface, the arrays will be vertically oriented, resting against the lander's body. Leaked renderings also reveal that the solar array compartments will house 6 communication antennas facilitating communication with Earth, the Orient spacecraft, lunar surface astronauts, and the Gateway space station in lunar orbit. Another significant addition in the inclusion of small landing thrusters beneath the crew cabin. These thrusters, alongside the Raptor engines, will gently lower the lander to the lunar surface, avoiding potential damage from severe plume surface interactions during landing. The revised design incorporates 18 landing thrusters distributed among 6 pods, pointing directly towards the lunar surface for optimal efficiency during descent. A docking mechanism with the Orient spacecraft remains uncertain from the renderings. Initially planned for the HLS's nose, the recent design features a rounded fairing encapsulating the nose cone. Possible docking repositioning to the side of the lander is suggested, and a circular silver structure in orbit may serve as a docking adapter for Orient. Details about the crew cabin layout are still relatively mysterious, but renderings suggest the presence of seats. While Apollo astronauts stood during descent, the Artemis crew may have seats for a better view. The HLS team is actively addressing the crew cabin's design, including medical kit testing, training system delivery, and crew displays, indicating progress in preparing for lunar missions. SpaceX has even converted a Starship prototype into an HLS mock-up for further evaluation and astronaut training. So, there you have it, folks. The updated plan for Starship includes several creative ideas to ensure that Artemis crews can have successful and enjoyable journeys while exploring space. These improvements involve making the fuel tanks longer, adding solar arrays that can rotate, and introducing a new docking hatch. Unfortunately, information about these enhancements was leaked before NASA and SpaceX could share them officially with the public. Despite this, the leaked details offer an intriguing preview of the progress in creating a spacecraft that will play a crucial role in the upcoming era of lunar exploration. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of our SpaceX updates. Until next time, keep looking up!